in this video I'm talking about how you actually plan the position of your house on the land that you've bought, and some considerations and tools that you can use to figure that out without using expensive designers and whatnot. So as you can see, I've got a picture of some of the laws. This is only a rough guide and you should be checked because things can be different when you actually get to your build. The main consideration on that picture is that your property should be at least 3 meters from your neighbour's fence. So this is the plot, how I've got it laid out, or what I'm planning on. So as you can see, the house 14 by 9 is in practically the centre of the plot. It's 8 meters from the next plot and 21 meters from the road on the right hand side, garage on the left and a workshop on the right. In my particular case, in where I'm building, the government is not interested, or the planning department is not interested in the garage or the tool shed or workshop. That doesn't count on their registration. All they're interested in the main house. If you're in other areas of Russia, such as St. Petersburg, those places will absolutely be registered and marked on the land. So you need to check with local regulations as to what how it comes about. After the legal considerations of distance from the boards and whatever, one of my main problems was that I've got a big elk tree right in the centre of the plot, and so our house has been moved slightly to the left, 4 meters away from that, because we didn't want to chop it down. It's a beautiful tree. You'll see it later in later videos when we get building. One of the main things we considered was where the septic is going to be, and where that arrow is where the septic is going to be, and that is right beside the road. So if it needs to be emptied, a machine can come in, drop his pipe into there and clean it out without causing any problems, without having to get any access or anything. The toilet is indicated with the other arrow, so it'll be in a direct line to the septic. So it'll be a one straight trench dug straight there, which saves time and effort and not putting bends in the pipe and whatever. Why the centre of the plot? Why not to one side? People often put it to one side of the plot and whatever. Well, the reason is exactly opposite me. This plot is 2 houses and they're spread apart, and the sun comes up and it's up most of the day right between those 2 houses. So sunset comes right between those 2 houses, and so our house, big window, is going to be facing exactly on the sun. How did I get the sun? Well, I'm going to show you that now. So this is one way of finding out where the sun is positioned on your ground. As you can see, I've got my model of my house here, and it's plotted I've got it plotted into the coordinates plotted into this program, and you can see the sun here, position here of where it is. Remember I said about the window between the houses, and on this you can put in the date and the time. You can put the time in here, whatever time you want. See what the sun position is exactly, and you can also change the date to exactly what date you want it on. Sometimes it's a bit awkward to change it, but yeah, here we are. So yeah, you can grab this line and move the date around, and also give you there it is. So you can change the date. So if I want to put this on today's date, which is the 17th of January, so we're talking about January, March 2025, and you can see at 3 o'clock it's there. I can change that if I want it to be at 12 o'clock. It's over here. That's one way of doing it, but this is a very expensive program. It ain't cheap, but you can get a trial where you can see it's very clever. You can see exactly the house where the sun is going to come in compared to the house. There we go. You can see it exactly. It's very, very clever. There is a trial version of this program, Revit, AutoCAD Revit, but I think by the time you learn to use it, the trial would have run out. But maybe you can get somebody who's already got it to plot your house for you. You don't have to have the whole thing modelled, but you can plot it on and see exactly where the sun is, and it can be a big consideration of where you actually put your house. So this is the alternative to expensive programs. It's simply Google Earth. I'm using Google Earth Pro here, as you can see, and these are the two houses that I mentioned. Now my plot is there where that yellow pin is, and you can see it's where I'm planning the house is exactly between those two houses. You can do all kinds of things. As you can see the daylight and sunlight up there. The best way to do it is to change the ground into the southern direction, so you can see exactly where the sun is. And then you have to fiddle. It's a bit fiddly. You have to get in and mess around with it a bit. But you can change the perspective or whatever, get it a bit closer. You can change it around, and so eventually you can see the sun. So gearing it a bit. You can see the sun there. You can see the light and daylight at the time, but we can't actually see the sun yet. So we need to get this program a bit closer, and then scroll up a bit, change perspective, up a bit more, until we can see the sun. That's coming up now in a second. Keep fiddling with it, keep it looking south. My plot looks exactly south, so obviously the sun is in stars there. I'm not really interested in the star position unless you're an astronomer or something. So I get a bit closer, and then eventually, after messing around, you can see the sun. And then you can see the timeline of the sun, exactly where it is in the sky compared to house, and that set it exactly due south, which is where my house. You could set, if your house is facing west, you could set it due west and see exactly where the sun is. It depends on your plot, and you see exactly where sun rises and falls within your plot. It's a very good tool. You can put the date and time in as well, and we've got historical data there. You can put all that in. It's just a good. It's a good free tool, and I recommend if you're looking at a plot. If you may decide I want a south-facing property, and then so you can go on something like this, find it exactly where it is, and then you can. There's the two houses again, and you can find out exactly where the sun comes up and sun goes down. It's a damn good free tool, and I will recommend it to have a look, because you may be, in our case, the house will be facing exactly south, and which means the sun will hit the front window all the time. Now, consideration in Russia, in St. Petersburg anyway, or this is Novgorod, you get white nights, which can stay sun in the sky up till midnight. Now, I don't want that in my bedroom window, so our house is facing forward, but my bedroom is at the back of the house, facing in where the shade is, exactly opposite to the sun, which is perfect for white nights. The sun won't affect my sleep pattern. So you can see these are all things you can consider when you before you actually build, before you do all that. Look at the land, look at this, do your research. It's a good thing to do. Okay, so that's the end of this bit. So back to this original design plan. Why is it? How did I come about this exactly? Well, one of the considerations is the fact of the tree on the right hand side, if you're looking at it in this direction. The other consideration is the law in relation to how close you can be to the boundaries. Another consideration is where the septic is going to be, which is over here, which is at the front there. So that's why it's that way. I wanted to be between the two houses that are opposite, so that in the winter time, when the sun is very low on the horizon, we'll still get it fully in the window. It won't be blocked by anything. A very big consideration for me is that sun, and also we've got a small deck. You call it terrace deck, and that will be in the sun all from morning till night time. So you can get up in the morning, have coffee on the terrace in the morning in the sun, and in the evening time you can sit there and watch the sun go down. So this is something to consider when you're building your house.